Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It is finally time for me to set up my bullet journal for September. Yeah, I set this up on the 31st of August. I am using the Sunflower monthly kit from Planning with K for this month. After not really liking the previous campfire theme, I am ready to move on to a new theme. I chose a sunflower theme for September because I felt that it's a nice transition from summer to autumn. I enjoy playing Stardew Valley and I remember planting sunflower seeds in the summer and fall seasons there. So yeah, I think a sunflower theme fits September so perfectly. As usual, I'm also using some printables from Planning with K's Patreon, including this mood tracker printable which I think you can get for free. But this month I decided to do the cover page myself because I had this vision of how I want the cover page to look like, and I really wanted to execute it as well as I could. So I decided to paint a huge sunflower using my Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors, which I will paste in the middle of my cover page. I started with the middle of the sunflower first. I drew a circle in the middle of the watercolor paper, and then I just made a bunch of dots throughout the entire circle using the color Raw Umber Deep, which is number 47. I then used the color Cadmium Yellow, which is number 43 for the petals. I tested out with different shades of red, orange and yellow at first, but I didn't really like how it turned out, so I decided to stick with just one color in the end. I tried watching a few tutorials and I think this is the easiest way. I went with a simple leaf shape for the petals and tried to spread them out a bit initially. Then I did more petals in between the spaces, so it kind of looks like the petals are overlapping one another, or at least I think that's what it looks like. Honestly, I am quite pleased with how it turned out. So if someone with zero artistic talent like me can do this, then you definitely can do this too. Of course, if you're more artistically inclined, then you can play around with the different shading of the petals and such. Now that the paint has dried, let's finally set up the cover page. I'm sticking the red brick background printable for the cover page. There are also the yellow brick background and the grey brick background, but I chose the red one for the cover page because I think it will make the yellow sunflower pop out more. For some reason, I have trouble sticking these full page printables on straight. Over here, you can see that the printable on the right page is a bit slanted, but I guess it is what it is. For the sunflower itself, I first cut it into half. I wanted to cut around the petals, following the shape, and I tried using a variety of cutters. At first, I used a cutter pen that I bought for washi art, but it wasn't sharp enough. The version with a ceramic blade also did not work as well. I also tried using scissors, but I found it hard to maneuver around the petals. So in the end, I just used my small pen knife, which you have probably seen me use often in my unboxing hauls. I find that this pen knife can cut deep enough since the watercolor paper is so thick. While I wanted the petals to look more organic, the cutting makes them look sharp and pointy, but I guess it can't be helped. For any exposed white spots after cutting, I am coloring them in with a yellow Ohuhu brush marker, and this kind of makes it look like there is some shading in the petals. I'm doing the same thing for the other half of the sunflower as well, and I am kind of happy with how it turned out. Could be better, but I guess it could be worse. So let's finally stick our sunflower onto the brick background. And yay, this is exactly what I envisioned for my cover page. For the month title, I thought of sticking a black piece of paper with the word September written on it, but I had an even better idea. So I printed this grey brick background printable and cut out the letters that spell September, as well as 2024 using my silhouette cameo. Essentially, I am making a sticker sheet for the title using the grey brick background, and I'm pasting the stickers roughly in the middle of the page with 2024 placed under the word September. But I didn't like how unbalanced it looked, with the top half looking more bare than the bottom half, so I ended up repositioning the numbers to the left side of the cover page, since the left side has a bit more space than the right side. If I had planned it beforehand, I would have put 2024 over on the right side and moved the word September a bit more to the left, but since the letters were quite flimsy, I did not want to risk tearing any of them, so it will just remain like so for now. And I really like how it turned out. So now let's move on to the monthly overview. There is a 2-page calendar printable for this theme, so I'm using that as my monthly overview. This spread is for me to see how the month looks like as a whole, like what events are coming up and so on. I was really struggling to stick the printable on straight, so I had to remove and reposition it a few times. As such, I had to use my scraper to smooth out all the creases. Honestly, I think it's still a little bit crooked, but I did not want to risk tearing the printable and having to print it out again because printed ink isn't cheap, and I don't think it will bother me too much much if it's slightly crooked. For the title of each spread, I'm using my wooden alphabet stamps so that they look more cohesive throughout the entire setup. For now, I'm just writing the numbers on the calendar using my fine liner, and will write down all the events in September off camera. And now on to the next spread, which is for my TV calendar. I am using one of the headers from the monthly kit, but I'm going to move that to the next page instead later. The number strip on the left is from the functional add-on sheet, and the washi tape is the 5mm neon yellow tone non-tone washi from Simply Gilded. I'm not doing a Dutch door this month, so I'm placing the large sidebar sticker over on the right page. Sorry for the out of frame, but I'm moving the header sticker to the right page because I wanted the side with the sunflowers to be exposed and not clash with the sunflowers on the sidebar sticker. I'm pasting a similar header sticker to make the pages complement each other before using my alphabet stamps for the title. I did not want to go wild with alternating colors for the initials of the days of the week, so I'm just using one fine liner for this month. Anyway, this spread is for me to track all of the shows releasing and ending in the month so that I can plan my schedule to accommodate any finales or premieres I need to catch. And that is it for this simple spread. Moving on to the next one. For this spread, I'm using the horizontal number strip from the functional add-on sheet, and this spread is for my one line a day or daily review page, which is essentially a space for me to write down anything I need to take note of, like any medication side effects, mood, and so on, so that I can report back to my healthcare team at my next session. I think the washi tape is called Fruit Bowl Pineapple Washi, and this is also another 5mm washi tape from Simply Gilded. On the right page, I'm doing a vertical Dutch door, and I'm adding this code sticker from the Patreon sheet, as well as a few of the smaller deco stickers at the top of the page. I found an extra daily review sticker in my stash, so I'm using that instead of stamping the words with my alphabet stamps. On the other side of the Dutch door, I'm doing a spread that I've not done in a very long time, and it is a daily gratitude spread. I decided to include it this month mainly because this sticker is included on the Patreon sheet, but also because I feel like I need to learn to be grateful for the little things in life. On the right page, I'm sticking this mood tracker printable. I've not done a proper mood tracker in a long time as well, but we'll see if I end up tracking my mood if I have a nice mood tracker like this. And now that it's done, let's move on to the next spread. I'm sticking the one page calendar printable on the left page, and this calendar is for my content calendar. Again, I'm having trouble sticking it on straight, so I had to remove and reposition the calendar and smooth out the creases again. This calendar is for me to track when I want to release my new videos and the time I have to edit each video. But honestly, I always underestimate the time I take to edit each video, so hopefully I will get the hang of it one day and be able to edit more quickly. For the dates on the calendar, I'm using my white Sarasa clip gel pen. The page on the right will be for any notes I need for my video editing process. The washi at the bottom is the Fall Sunflower Pumpkin Bow Washi from Simply Gilded, and the one at the top is the Summer Garden Clear Tape from BGM. Moving on to the next spread, I'm using the same Fall Sunflower Pumpkin Bow Washi again. This spread is for my monthly tasks as well as my Maybe Next sections. Erin Smith uses Maybe Next as her TBR or to be read for the month, but I'm using it for the shows I plan to watch in the month. For the page on the right, I'm sticking another one-page calendar printable, and this calendar is for next month's calendar. This is just a space for me to look ahead at what's coming up next month, again, to keep things consistent. I'm using my alphabet stamps again for the titles, as well as the same white gel pen as before. It looks a bit faint on camera, but it is more vibrant in real life. And we're all done with this spread. Let's move on to the next one. I decided to bring in some of the orange from the monthly kit, so I'm using the 5mm Fruit Bowl Mango Washi this time round at the top of the page. This page is for my weekly TV schedule. I'm watching quite a few shows weekly, so I need a space to track which days they air. The right page is for my TV tracker or Stream It Now page. This is the Flower Gallery Clear Tape from BGM. The video for this BGM haul should be releasing sometime this month if all my packages arrive by then, so hopefully it all works out. But for now, let's move on to the first weekly spread for the month. I wanted to incorporate this yellow brick background printable somehow, so I'm cutting 2 strips of that background, roughly around 3 cm wide, and I'm cutting 3 cm from the top of the right page to make a horizontal Dutch door. But instead of cutting it off, I'm using that trick from Cherry's Tea, which is to glue that part down onto the next page. I'm pasting the strips of the yellow brick background on the top of the spread, and at the bottom of the spread, I'm using the BTMR Town Washi from xomamaplans. I love that it it matches the yellow brick printable so well. On the yellow brick strips at the top, I'm just writing week of September 1 to 8. Since September starts on a Sunday, I decided to combine the first 8 days into one weekly spread, which works out well in the end because this weekly spread has 8 columns where I'm just dividing each page into 2. For the days of the week, I'm using both sets from the functional add-on sheet but just alternating the stickers with the yellow and red background. I'm honestly not sure if I have enough sets of the days of the week stickers for the entire month, but I guess I have to dig through my sticker stash for extras. I feel like we haven't really used some of the sunflower stickers from the deco sheet, so I'm adding them at the bottom of each column, alternating the colors between red and yellow once again, before writing down the dates using my Crayola super tape marker. And that is it for this month's bullet journal setup. Here is the final flip through. I am really pleased with how everything turned out, especially since I managed to execute my vision for the cover page exactly. This will be the final month for this notebook, and I will be migrating into a new bullet journal for next month, though I'm still thinking about my planner lineup for 2025. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day ahead, and I'll see you next time. Bye!